Hi, Jeremy. I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Pleasure to speak to you. Have you had a chance to see the film yet?
No, this is going to be the first full viewing of it, and I'm looking forward to it. I've got my tickets ready to go.
What is it about Ken Loach's work that just always seems to cut to the heart of the issues that other filmmakers perhaps shy away from?
Because he's rooted in the communities, he's rooted with people, and he looks beyond the headlines all the time and sees the fundamental goodness in people. Hence the brilliant idea of a film made about a pub in the northeast with a group of asylum seekers who didn't want to be there and a group of people in a village who didn't want them there, yet eventually they come together. It's like his other films. It is something that provides a story of stress, of hardship, of unpleasantness, and ultimately of amazing hope. And that's what gives me hope. And I think we should just say a big wowzer thank you to Ken Loach for his films.
I mean, you can kind of look at Daniel Blake and Sorry We Missed You, looking at austerity, the gig economy. You know, it's kind of part of a trilogy, this one, but perhaps talking about immigration is the most poignant issue to be talking about right now.
Well, it is, because the media are telling us that all our problems come from refugees. They don't. Our problems come from an unjust economic system, from inequality in society, and it's the people that have made their homes in this country. They're the ones who are less likely to be claiming benefits than anybody else, more likely to be working, and without them we'd have no health service, we wouldn't have much of a transport system, our education system would be in tatters. We're in a world where we need each other, and we need to understand and accept that.
I mean, you could argue it's sort of one of the oldest games in the book, kind of trying to blame the other. And if you look, you know, Trump was doing it, post-Brexit it was happening. But it feels like this government probably playing on it even more so. You know, how do you feel about what you see in the headlines at the moment?
Well, there's always somebody to blame, and you always find some convenient minority to blame. The Jewish people were blamed by the Nazis, the Irish people and the Jamaican and the Caribbean migrants in the 40s were blamed by others, and so it goes on and on and on. Let's instead look to each other as fellow humans, look to each other to support each other, and look to a world where we need each other. We can't live without other countries need to live with everybody else as well. Let's have some more global, more sensible view of the world, and I think what Ken does in his quite sharp and very thought-provoking films actually encourages that process.
Could you say that in some ways, you know, cinema maybe can't change the world, but it can change people's minds or connect with people in a different way than perhaps reading a lot of news articles can, and his work definitely shows that.
Good point. Cinema on its own can't change the world any more than one speech, one book, whatever. No, it can't. But what it does is two things. We see a cinema film together, and there's an important thing about being together watching something. If you and I are watching this film tonight, we're concentrating on the film, whereas we're watching it on the television at home, we're not. We're half an eye on the television, half an eye on something else. That's different. What it also does is sets people talking and thinking. I went to the film Oppenheimer a few weeks ago. It's a bit long, to be quite honest, and I have some criticisms of it, and there are deficiencies in it for sure. But I was listening to the people coming out after a 3-hour film, and they were, possibly for the first time in their lives, talking about the reality of what nuclear weapons are about and how you could get rid of them. That wouldn't have happened without the film.
And obviously in this film there is a lot about community, there is a lot about hope. How hopeful do you feel? Are we going to get a general election soon? Are we going to get a change? Are people waking up to what's going on?
I think people are waking up to what's going on. A change, I hope, but that change will only come if there is a real alternative offered. We cannot go on just managing an unequal society and economy. It has to be about challenging inequality. It has to be about challenging profiteering at the public expense.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing all that with me. Really enjoy the evening. Nice to meet you. Thank you.